Good morning. When I was in college, some 40 years ago or so, I was very busy. I had a lot going on, worked a couple jobs, had a full load of classes. So it really is mystifying when you hear stories like the one that came out of Worcester, Massachusetts at Assumption University. Apparently, several college students got the idea that they would join what's another growing TikTok challenge. We've already talked about the one where people contact lonely and mentally troubled people and try to convince them to commit suicide. Sick games like that. Well, there's another one, uh, bait and switch, pretending to be Tinder, a legitimate Tinder app profile, and of an 18 or over, and seduce someone to come and meet you, and then what actually meets them is a mob that has been ginned up to beat you up, claiming that you have been interested in underage people. And this is a growing trend. Apparently, a bunch of Assumption University students are in deep trouble because they participated in one of these challenges. They set it off through the dating app Tinder and lured a man who had been in town only to attend his grandmother's funeral and who expected to meet a 18-year-old co-ed, and he said for he wanted to meet happy people. um, Kind of an odd expression, but the idea, apparently, according to news reports I listened to, he just was in town, wanted to have a nice date, and that was it. But certainly, in any event, whatever his motivation was, he wasn't interested in underage people. However, these university students incited this mob by telling them that he was there to meet an underage person, just like the vigilantes do. And this mob met this man and assaulted him. He managed to get into his car and get away, but it just underscores the real problem with the internet, among other things. Remember 30, 40 years ago when the cell phones were a shoebox and the internet was just getting started, and you had that dial up and that bizarre sound, and it didn't work half the time, um, more than half the time. You had the articles coming out in the newspapers saying, "Oh, this is great. This is going to bring us closer together. This internet, all these apps are going to come out. And they're going to be very, very exciting." And nobody ever talked about, except a few of us, that this would be a very bad thing potentially too, because it would lead to the worst impulses among people. And college students aren't known for being necessarily always using the best judgment, but this is really beyond the pale. I was involved in church and community and homeless coalition and all these things when an actor. I was a journalist. I don't understand why these people had nothing better to do with their time than to ruin somebody's life, but apparently that's what they were trying to do. So police are now investigating, and the man is not being charged, much to the police credit that they do not twist this situation into something unrecognizable and something it was not. So I certainly want to give kudos to the local police, but to these students and to these bizarre challenges that we're having, why are they happening? They're happening because people want to get attention. They want to join the vigilante mob. They want to appear to be doing something great and wonderful. But in this case, it's just simply troublemaking. When you see these things, it's simply troublemaking. People wanting to create a name for themselves, a joke, um, to get people to like them or acknowledge them or whatever they do on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok, obviously, but the fact of the matter is, this is a dangerous trend that has only gotten worse in the last 10 years, and it's something to take note of. Will the vigilante groups that join with police and who do the same kind of bait and switch online, will they be held to the same account? It's interesting how police want to hold these young people to the account, but what police do are exactly the same thing in these dating platforms. They tell you that they're an adult, they bait it, they claim that they're underage, and if you go to meet or you don't go to meet, you don't want to meet, they cajole you, they harass you, very, very similar stuff. in using very similar, if not the same techniques. And it's something that has to stop. There's Norman Michaelation for I.C.A.C. Unpacked, the third day of January 2025. Have a good day.